I could sell a Zeppelin album out of a paper bag. And so they were like, all right, do it then. So they did it.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the 3 Idiots Talking Podcast. Today, we are trying to finish up the Led Zeppelin discography. We have 2 albums remaining, and this is the first of the 2 remaining. We have In Through the Outdoor by Led Zeppelin. We just finished up... Oh my gosh, what did we just finish up? Presents, thank you. Presents by Led Zeppelin a couple of videos ago, so go check that out. But now we're doing In Through the Outdoor. This album, I believe, is a little bit later in there. Well, it's obviously later in the discography, but later in terms of when it came out, because it came out in 1979. 7 songs, 42 minutes deep. Cole, what was the reasoning for the delay between Presents and In Through the Outdoor? What was the hold up there?
2 things really. One is that Robert Plant's son, Carrick, unfortunately died.
Oh.
He was only, God, was he like 7 or 8 years old?
Jeez.
Yeah, he passed away due to a stomach infection, and Robert had to really take some time to figure out if he wanted to keep making music anymore. Also, John Paul Jones was very iffy about his place in the band at the time and had an offer. I think this is around the time that he got an offer to become a choir master at a church.
Choir master?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Robert would obviously come back,
Right.
and John Paul Jones would obviously turn down the offer. And so they made In Through the Outdoor. But it was very... even more tumultuous time than the album Presents, because Jimmy Page is really in the depths of his heroin addiction at this time.
So it's even worse now.
Yeah,
You're right.
He's really going through it, and John Bonham is very homesick from all their touring and really going crazy on the alcohol.
So
they weren't even really recording stuff at this, like... Jimmy Page and John Bonham would show up like at night to record their parts of the album, and John Paul Jones, Robert Plant would be there during the day. Like they weren't even doing it at the same time.
Wow. So what that also was happening on Presents, though, from what I was aware of. That's not new entirely.
I don't really know when exactly that whole fiasco started, but I know it was happening during this album specifically.
Well, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So as Zeppelin's discography continued on into the late 70s, they started getting less and less songs on their albums, as there's only 7 on In Through the Outdoor. Rather short 42-minute album. Not a whole lot on there, but they do have one 10-minute long song, which they do seem to have on almost every album, a longer song. Anyway, is there anything else we should know about In Through the Outdoor, do you feel, or at this point in their discography that is critical information? I'm very interested in this album cover because it's a very unique one. Just a guy sitting at a bar.
Well, yeah, I don't really know the story behind most of their covers up to at like this point, but I do know that when the album was being shipped, like the physical copies of the album were being shipped, it was shipped in a paper bag that says In Through the Outdoor on it.
Really?
Because Peter Grant, their manager, I don't remember what argument he was in with somebody, but he basically just got into a fight with somebody and was like, I could sell a Zeppelin album out of a paper bag. And so they were like, all right, do it then. So they did it.
Wow. That's kind of awesome.
I'm sure he could.
That's
not really a flex.
It sold perfectly well.
Well, fair enough. All
Although
right.
this is a very, just to sum up like the sound of this album, because it's very different than the rest of them. This is a very John Paul Jones and Robert Plant led album, especially John Paul Jones. He really took a step forward with his songwriting on this one. He was making a lot more decisions.
It sounds like Bonham and Page were out of capacity to be making big important decisions. So
not as involved with the songwriting.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, it's time to get into In Through the Outdoor, starting with In the Evening. John Paul Jones does sound like the name of a choir master. Pope John Paul Jones. Hi Tim, how are you? Hi Jean Lucas. Can we play the edited version with Hot Dog edited out? No, we're gonna play the whole version.
Boy.
This intro is awesome.
Big old fan of what's about to happen to us.
This is so eerie.
Big fan of the whammy bar usage that's about to occur.
Oh, you like that? You like the solo?
I like the riff with that uses the whammy bar too.
Oh, I didn't know they used a whammy bar for the riff.
Yeah, I was a little confused. Because Jimmy Page doesn't really use guitars with the whammy bars. But he does here.
Oh yeah. One of the coolest riffs he ever wrote. All-time favorite of mine.
Boy. He just sounds different.
He does sound different. Way
Basically,
different.
new wave song.
Yeah, the keyboards on this are
Wow. Good listen.
Oh, that wow 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 trailing. Love that. Oh man.
I hope we'll be able to agree on the main issue of this song. The issue's starting to show itself. No way you wouldn't think this. In 3 minutes? Yeah.
I love this intro to the solo layer.
This is a solo that somebody on a lot of drugs would write.
Now this solo bangs.
It does. He's just fucking with the wind bar so much. It's so weird.
I think considering how strong it is, it's a miracle it's this good.
It's incredible how eternal this groove goes.
It was so eternal that it just changed.
Man. You like the way he uses his voice here better than the previous album? That's an interesting opinion. Oh, agrees. Okay.
Depends. Heavily depends.
Add effects since he can't sing as well anymore. If you
Well,
can make effects
I
work.
mean, he had surgery on his voice before this album. It just kind of sounds like this.
Oh, I
now.
forgot to turn your up. There you go. Say that again.
I think he had surgery on his voice at this point, and so he just kind of sounds like this now.
IO7 NDI.
Okay. I'd like to go first on this one when it stops fading out. I gotta point out the main issue with the song before I talk about what I really like about it.
Go for it.
It's too fucking long. It's too long.
Hmm.
It is way too long. It's a really cool riff. I enjoy it. But I don't know if I need like 5 minutes of it on repeat with a couple brief different sections. It is just, I don't know if it has that level of staying power. Besides that, I mean, yeah, it's good. It's a good riff. I would have liked like 4.5 minutes of it, not almost 7 minutes. Interesting guitar solo. I'll call it interesting. I do enjoy it. Plant sounds better than he sounds better than most of the songs on Presence, so I'll give you that.
Definitely tell this the
Um,
vocal surgery helped a bit.
you can tell that he's definitely lost some range though, but his voice sounds fuller.
Yeah.
Um, you know, not a bad lyrical performance.
No.
Not at all. I mean, I enjoy the song for the most part, but it's just a bit long. I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I've never really. To me, the song doesn't even really feel like it's almost 7 minutes. I hadn't listened to this album in a while, and when you said that it was almost 7 minutes, I was like, "Shit, really?" I don't remember it seeming like it's that long. I
I'll
don't know
agree with
why.
Cole on that.
I was listening to
I
it a
guess
couple
it's
days
just
ago and realized that, and I was like, "Holy shit, when's this over?"
I don't think I've ever had that feeling listening to In the Evening before. I've never really thought it was too long. Maybe because I just love the groove and the guitar riff. I would say if I have an issue with this song, I don't think they had quite like because this is essentially a new wave song. Like this
Sure.
is new wave rock. Um, they hadn't really figured out how to mix something like this yet because this isn't something that they had ever really come close to trying before. The vocals are a little quieter than I would like for them to be. Um, but they were in they were in a place at the time, so. But it's not mixed nearly as well as it could be, I think. But other than that, I really don't have any issues with the song. I'd probably throw it a 9 to a 9.5.
9
Big
to
fan.
9.5.
Really love
Woo.
the guitar solo too. One of his more unique ones. I love that he later said he was trying like those weird sounds that like start it and then like halfway through it. He said he wanted to sound like he was breaking down a door.
Wow.
Which I think he nailed.
That kind of, if that's true, then yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna lean closer to Cole's side on this for sure. I really don't have an issue with Robert Plant's vocals here at all. He doesn't seem to have as big a voice as he used to. Like somebody was saying, like it's behind the mix a bit, and yeah, that seems to be the case. That being said, it sounds far better in Presence, a lot of cases, so I'm very happy with it. And because Robert Plant had such an incredible voice through most of their albums, 80% of Robert Plant is definitely better than majority of artists, so I'll take it. Outside of that, the only issue here was actually one that I didn't hear you guys bring up was Bonham. I didn't feel Bonham's presence very much in this song. Not a whole lot. And apparently that's going to be the case throughout this album because he's just drunk as shit throughout most of their recordings.
I think he's a lot more focused on grooves on this album.
Sure, and the groove was
insane
great.
Drum fills.
And the groove was great. It absolutely was. But compared to what we had on Presence, you just expect some type of like next level from Bonham because of how good he was on Presence, and then it doesn't really come out in this. Now, I don't remember a whole lot about the rest of the album. Maybe there is more to him. I'm sure he'll have a couple different little solo parts here and there where he'll get to shine a bit, but not so much in the song. Outside of that, I love the innovation of Jimmy's guitar solo on here. I think it's one of the coolest ideas he had. You know, I know it's not original or anything, but the whammy bar cupped with how he made it sound like you said he was breaking down a door when he intros into the guitar solo is so sick. Love that. It's almost hard rock style, almost like like you're bringing in a brand, plugging something into an amplifier and just turning it up to max. Love that. He didn't really do that through most of their discography, so this is really cool. I'm much closer to Cole. I'm at least a 9, and I'm gonna probably say 9 to a 9.5 as well. On to next, we have Southbound Suarez. A very different song. Yeah, sick shot. We were just talking about that. Oh man. Somebody's loving it up. Southbound Suarez fan. There's Bottom.
Forgot about this. Yeah, when people look at the animals somewhere. I'm not giving this an excuse.
This is when they made the wall.
Again.
Well, I mean, personally, I think this is a fun little song. They're going for some like ragtime thing. I'm not 100% sure what exactly the genre is that they're going for, but I think it's pretty fun. I think they have a fun energy going on here. The
Absolutely.
lyrics are kind of stupid,
Yeah.
but they're just, the ending is rough. Especially lyrically. Pretty rough at the end. But I think for the most part, it's decently written and they all perform pretty well. A weirdly loud guitar solo on a song like
Yeah, I was gonna
this
mention
just comes
that.
blaring in through the mix. Um, yeah, I'll throw Southbound Suarez a 7.5.
7.5. I will say this is it's a hard song that I used to not be into at all, and then it kind of grew on to me a bit. I do like the group. I like Robert Plant's vocals on this better than in the evening. I think he sounds a whole lot better. I think he's opening up his vocal range a tiny bit. I think it's more full, and you can definitely hear a bit more of the old Robert Plant in this for sure. That being said, he wasn't asked to go in many high notes or do anything too dramatic, but he was giving out a big presence with his voice, and so he was filling it out. I like the different what?
This is the second time that you've used presence reviewing a song.
I didn't mean to, but it does happen. I actually liked Bonham on this. I thought his drums were, but he had a couple different little fill-in sessions. He had a couple nice jams in there. Didn't notice John Paul Jones as much except for the keyboard here, which of course was just banging away the entire time, so gotta give credit. It's a fun little ditty. There's not a whole lot more to talk about. The lyrics, like Cole said, aren't that interesting, but it's just a fun little ditty. I feel like every Zeppelin album has at least one or two of these, so you knew this was gonna be there. We'll see how the rest of the album goes, but yeah, that's a fun song. I'll give it a 7. Noah.
I haven't given out the lowest rating anymore, so I feel like it's your turn to get hate now.
Oh, mine?
Hate him now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're gonna hate him for the next 1 minute until it's me again. Because I'm gonna give it a lower rating.
Definitely not gonna.
No, because I'm about to give this one a lower rating than you.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Not a fan of the piano.
Really?
Not a fan of how it sounds. What's playing is perfectly fine. Little jaunty.
Jaunty? You and
This
jaunty.
This song has that overall goofy, bouncy feeling over it.
Yeah.
For the
What the hell's wrong
thing.
with that?
I'm not a fan of it.
Well,
I didn't say anything.
get your ear checked.
I don't think I will. I'm not gonna get my ear checked over Southbound Suarez.
Definitely should.
And then I liked the solo. It's just did not match the song at all, tone wise, volume wise.
That's a better.
It sounded like it could have been
the
the solo
previous
for the fucking in the evening, just screaming.
I
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But damn. Vocals on the song, they were perfectly solid. Yeah, like I said, he didn't have to do too much. He stayed the path and did a good job. Last minute, the shavalalas or whatever that was. Oof.
Not great.
It fits the theme though.
I think it was when they crossed the border into too goofy, too silly.
Probably, but it still fit the theme.
I'll give that like a 6.
Up next, let's go. Fool in the Rain. Probably the most underrated Zeppelin song of all time.
I know it.
Really?
You're the only one who's ever called it.
Has a second most plays on the album.
Yeah, no way he's getting that one. It's one of the most famous songs. It's one of the most popular songs.
And yet, all the Zeppelin fans disagree with my opinion on this one.
No, they don't. They really don't.
You do.
If you're wrong.
So all of them are wrong, including me.
What?
Well, if you disagree,
I don't think they typically don't go quite as high as you do. but I've seen very few people who don't like this song that are Zeppelin fans.
And Robert sounds great on this song. Pop off, Mr. Jones.
Mario Kart.
Hater cart.
Mario Kart right here. I don't get it either, because Steely Dan did it on Asia too, on the title track. I don't know. They're big fans of it.
I think this part of this song has the highest beats per minute of any Zeppelin song.
It's sick.
That was one statement about quality.
That's a fun fact.
Oh, just go off all members. You got Bonham, you got Jones, you got Page, you got...
Jimmy's barely doing anything.
Jimmy's not doing much, but you got everyone else doing it. Oh, how do you not love that?
I don't love it. I think that's an overstatement. I think it's good.
It's alright. It's.
There, Jimmy's right there. There you go.
Yes, I'm aware, dude. He plays guitar on this song. With
I have a pedal
no
like that.
weirdest fucking. This is almost like some boarding house where each Jack White guitar right here.
Yeah, I totally forgot this tone. I got a pedal that does this, because I thought it would sound like Jack White. Look at Jimmy go with it.
I really doubt there's a bigger guitar influence on Jack White than Jimmy Page.
Maybe one of them Beatles. Seems to be a big fan.
It's also quite a big fan of Zeppelin.
That would make a lot of sense.
I don't like that line.
I got no reason to doubt you, baby. It's all a terrible mess. And I run in the rain till I'm breathless. When I'm breathless, I'll run till I drop. Hey, the thoughts of a fool's got gas. Just a fool waiting on the wrong block. Oh, yeah. Hey,
This song is really weird.
What?
This song is bizarre.
Bizarre in the best way possible.
Light of the love that I found. Light of the love that I found. Light of the love that I. Light of the love that I found.
My
Buckle
goodness,
up.
do I enjoy this shit. Wow. First time I ever heard this song, I did not know what album this was off of. I had no idea. I just knew that it was a song by Led Zeppelin. Wow, English is
Zed
easy.
Zeppelin.
Zed Zeppelin. Yes. First time I ever heard it, instantly one of my favorite Zeppelin songs of all time. That has not changed. In fact, that has only gone up. It is in my humble opinion, at bare minimum, a top 10 Zeppelin song of all time. And I have at numerous times held it in extremely high esteem of putting it top 5 of all time. I love everything featured on here. I think Jimmy has a very good guitar at certain points. I think Bonham plus Page go ham on this instrumental, and I think the vocals are fantastically well performed by Robert Plant, and the lyrics are cool too. I enjoy the lyrics. I like reading throughout the song. The only complaint is it's a little long. It has multiple segments that are very enjoyable and keep you entertained throughout the entire time. This is a simple, easy 10.
Ah.
All right, Cole, tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, the score is outlandish, but I'm not. I don't want to sit here and sound like I hate this song because I think this is a really, really good song. I enjoy a lot of it. I think this is one of the best drum grooves John Bonham has ever played.
Yes.
Really, like one of the top 25 drum grooves of all time. It's incredibly catchy. The song is very fun. It's, happy, mostly lyrically, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's just calling himself a
It's just a
fool in the
very
rain, I
fun
guess.
song.
I wouldn't say the lyrics are anything to be like proud of. They're there, but they're not like, yeah, I love Fool in the Rain's lyrics. They're just there for me. Jimmy Page comes out with one of the most the most 80s guitar tones
Yes.
that he would ever
Very
come up
ahead
with.
of his time.
Very bizarre for Jimmy Page to do it, but I think he does a pretty good job with it. The samba, I think that's what it's called, section of this song.
The best part of the song.
Definitely not the best part of the song.
Yeah.
The whistle can just go. That's no,
It's
absolutely not.
It's like 2 seconds.
Get the fucking
It's
whistles
2
out of there.
seconds.
Get the whistles out. They sound
Oh, no.
stupid as hell.
Camera's off.
I'm sorry about that.
Camera got overstimulated.
Hopefully that'll get fixed. I really don't want to have to restart the stream in order to do it, though.
I have
Hold
somewhat
on, don't
mixed
talk.
feelings.
Don't talk. There we go. Okay, continue. Sorry.
I suppose I have somewhat mixed feelings about the samba section about this song. It's I say it's mostly fun. It is a bit overly silly, I guess. But I suppose they do as well as they could with that. But yeah, I mean it's a very fun song. I don't think it's some fucking masterpiece that they came out with. Calling this, even considering this one of their 5 best songs, I think is kind of borderline insulting to like some of their other songs in their discography that I think just absolutely dunk on this song, just run circles around this song. Even calling it top 10, I think is ridiculous. I'd probably be around like their 35th to 40th best song. If I had to
Insanity.
ballpark it.
Insanity.
Just off the top of my head.
Insanity.
I'll throw it an 8.5.
8.5.
Very fun. Very fun song.
All right, Noah.
All right. Where do I start with this song? There's so many things that happen
That's quite a bit.
that don't really correlate too much. I guess the main groove of the song is very good. Has a very nice melody to it. Good vocal performance. don't care about the lyrics. Samba part, I don't know about that. I feel like that when it comes to doing like Brazilian inspired type things, I feel like samba is a bit overplayed when it comes to taking inspiration from that type of culture. I feel like it's done too much. But I hear it very often. But they did a good job with it. I mean, eh, we can, like Cole said, we can leave the fucking whistle.
It's
We're not
2 seconds.
we're not getting much from that.
Well, but they play it like 3 times.
Yeah, they're letting that thing blare. Um,
That I
yeah,
agree. That was like when they do the whistle, I was like, okay, this is some Mario Kart shit right now.
yeah.
I think that
I mean, it's
might be the first
really-
time I've ever even heard someone point out the whistle before to me.
it's what? Okay. Actively coping while you listen to music. Really cool guitar tone on that solo. Forget what that is
Yeah.
called.
Very fuzzy.
Like a sub synth. But yeah, it's definitely a. I'd call that a second best solo on the album so far. In total, I think this song is like an 8.
Well, if you thought the last 2 were goofy, you best
Oh.
buckle up.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for hot dog.
Like what we talk about. Cole, this is mine, okay?
Never have I ever heard Zeppelin sound like this before. Hi, Tarny.
Yeah, it sounds fucking awful. This song just blows so much ass.
This fun though.
This is not fun. This is enraging.
Hey, Dakota. How could he not dance to this at least?
Feels like I just walked into the fucking goofy goober. Wow. I don't blame him. I can't believe this is not parody.
His southern accent is not great on the southern accent.
Hilarious.
Oh, you. No, no. Fucking hate the guitar. It's that rising like he does at the very start. Look at that.
A little awkward with that. It's really awkward there.
I don't remember him
That's
messing it
a
up.
lot of hero.
I'm not allowed to sing anything. I'll get yelled at. Also, I don't know the lyrics well enough to sing it.
Nobody should learn the lyrics.
Could sing a good lyrics.
Would you ever want to?
The intro's hilarious.
I love that he sums it up with, I love a plot, a pickup truck.
That's the one thing I'll give it. It's sometimes funny because of how bad it is. In particular, the guitar. There's something so fucking stupid about the guitar parts. Oh yeah, this is probably the worst song in the Led Zeppelin discography.
Okay, you're wrong.
Yeah. This song, the only joy I get out of it is because of how bad I think it is, I find it funny. It's such an odd song to be here from such a legendary band, probably like the second greatest band of all time. Had to stick that in there. But teach around with that. But
It is over.
wow, the, they took the jaunty piano from Southbound Suarez and just multiplied it by 10 on the jaunty scale. Oof. Not even gonna talk about the guitar too much because it's just the worst licks. This is just I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm feeling like a 1.5.
1.5?
It's a genuinely awful song
Cole, go ahead.
from an amazing band.
Well, the Zeppelin fan base on this song is very divided. Some people, I mean, no one really loves Hot Dog. You either think it's just like silly and fun and like it for that reason, or you fucking hate it. Are the two most predominant opinions I've seen about it. I think it's too funny to hate. I think the fact that they even tried to do this to me is fucking hilarious. I suppose they did it as well as it could be done for something as silly and goofy as this is. Because I do think it's kind of fun, honestly. I don't think I could ever say that I actually hate this song. It's far from anything brilliant, and the guitar solo is not good at all. It's pretty rough, especially toward the end of it. And yeah, I mean, it's really weird that it exists at all, but I think it's funny and I think it's kind of fun. So I don't think it's one of their worst songs. I mean, it's not one of their better. Like, it would be in the bottom 10 of their discography. So I guess it is one of their weaker songs, but I don't think that they have very many mediocre to bad songs at all. So I think it's kind of decent. I would throw like a 6.5 to a 7.
You coat so hard for Zeppelin. Anything to not give it a negative rating.
Okay, so
I'm giving them negative ratings before.
I'm
haven't seen it.
gonna complete 180 this because I'm gonna defend this song, and I think I'm gonna be the only one defending this song. And specifically, I'm gonna defend the guitar.
What did I just do?
Specifically, I want to defend the guitar because I think this guitar fucks. I love this solo. No, I love this solo. I think it's great. I love, you know what, Noah, you're always using the word jauntiness, right? And you say, oh, I hate jauntiness. I hate jaunty songs, blah, 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 blah. Well, go fuck yourself because this is jaunty and I love it.
I'm aware. You're a child.
And
I'm aware.
I love what they decide to do with this. This song is obviously meant to be a for fun song. He's even speaking vocally or singing vocally in a American-esque accent. It's not meant to be something super stunning out of your mind like a Kashmir, an Achilles, or In My Time of Dying. You're just like, whoa, what the hell is that? This is supposed to be fun. It's following a very strict theme of this album, which nothing has been insanely serious yet. Nothing has been like, oh, we're going to do something mind-blowing. They're having fun. They're coming into this album having fun, and they're making music that they want to clearly make and show off that they can do more than just like the most insane epics you've ever heard. And I have to appreciate that when I see it, and it's done well. I liked pretty much everything on here. I didn't love anything, and to call this the worst song in discography is absolute blasphemy when things like Candy Store Rock or The Crunge exist. Insanity Beyond Bounds. I'm gonna go even higher to a 7.5 to an 8. I
Jesus
fuck with
Christ.
I fuck with it quite a lot actually. Well, we gotta move on to Carouselambra. 10.5 minutes.
Sounds like I'm about to hear Geddy Lee in my ear.
song on Spotify. I'm gonna throw it up on here. This song created grunge.
Sure.
It's a joke. It's a joke. No, it did create grunge. I'd like to hear Kurt Cobain play these prog rock keyboards that don't sound the best. Don't worry, Pedro. I have heard the song before.
We've all heard this album. You hate Nirvana? Shun you.
I was laying in my bed for like 2 hours earlier, just with Nevermind of me.
I literally have the album right over there.
I don't know if I'd even call that laying in bed music, except for like a couple songs.
Well, I didn't want to fall asleep, so I just allowed it.
I fell asleep. I took a nice little nap.
Yes, Dakota, I have seen Nirvana unplugged. In my opinion, their best vocal performance. His best vocal performance.
Oh. She said that must have been her head. She just said she needed to
Nobody can hear it. The song's very loud. Let me turn you up. There you go.
This is just Rush with a way better singer. Way better singer. There we go.
This part is an
This sounds a lot like the part in 2112.
I love this part. That guitar is awesome.
What genre of music is this song supposed to be?
Prague.
Yes, definitely.
I would just consider this to be Prague.
In Utero is not better.
It is better.
It is not better.
There's just as good as a show. God, this part is so good. We have not reacted to I'm Gonna Crawl yet, maybe because it's the last song on the album.
The reverb.
This is one of the most unique songs they ever wrote.
That's bizarre.
Ugh.
I don't even really know what the title means. Why is it called carouselambra?
I feel like that's kind of always moving.
This sounds like Rush. Or this sounds like Genesis.
The keyboard is more Genesis. This, at least this type.
MIDI, we got the rest of this song, All My Love, and then I'm Gonna Crawl.
So 2 more.
One of those synthesizers.
Farting.
Yes.
The farting one, yeah.
I've thought about that a lot. Tell them why.
Worries me.
Are we still gonna react to Coda? Yes. Yes, we
For some reason, y'all want us to react to
are. We asked Chad at the beginning, and they all said yes. So what's happening? He really did, Rickster. He really did. Just like Bonham's Time to Shine was on Presence. Feels like Jones' Time to Shine was on this one.
I don't know if I'd use shine against the word.
I mean, he at least makes his presence known.
He does do that. He is doing that very well, I'll give him that.
He is out in front. It's pretty wild to say a song or an album made by Zeppelin doesn't sound like Zeppelin.
easily the weirdest of
Oh, yeah.
their epics.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe just the weirdest song in their discography, because this is like straight up. I mean, it's like prog rock, and then it goes into like almost electric blues, and then it goes into like new wave stuff. I mean, this thing is all over the place in its 10.5 minutes. I guess I'll just say the things that I don't like. The opening synthesizers are very hit and miss. One of them sounds really dumb. And it definitely overstayed its welcome. But I think the biggest issue that the song has is these vocals are mixed so badly. I don't really know what happened there. But Robert Plant is way too quiet. Like, he writes some really in-depth lyrics that have got like a whole thing going on, like Achilles' Last Stand-esque lyrics but you can't hear, like, it's so hard to hear him. I don't really know how that happened. Um, but I
One of
just
his
think they're
longest lyrical performances, and you have to read the lyrics from a website to even understand them.
yeah, I don't really know what happened there, but yeah, they're just way too quiet. Outside of that and some of the synth tones that they chose to go with, I mean, I think there's a lot of really cool stuff here. When the parts where they slow it down, I think are great. I love the guitar tone there. You can actually hear Robert Plant, and he's got some really cool lyricism. And I just love that atmosphere that they create on the slow parts. I think for doing prog rock like this, I think they do a pretty good job of it. I think they kind of tried it on In the Light. Um, I obviously don't think they do it as well as they do it on In the Light, but it's more directly prog rock here. Um, and I think the whole second half of the song is pretty good. The new wave parts are pretty good. Um, yeah, there's a lot of really cool ideas, and there's a couple of choices that don't work super well for me. So I guess I would say this is like the weakest of their 7+ minute songs, but I still don't think it's bad. I still think it's a pretty solid song. I'll throw it like a 7.5 to an 8.
7.5 to an 8. Yeah, I would like to. Unless Noah, you look like you're about to. You want to go next? All right, go for it.
I just want to go so I can
Yeah.
just rattle through this. This is such a fucking long song. Boy, a lot of things happened.
Mm.
And it was like 50-50 good and bad. I'll go through the good first. Structurally, I thought the song was very interesting and for the most part enjoyable. It's just I was not big on some of the tones. It was the keyboard tones and the synth tones.
Okay.
They're a little too proggy, like generic prog sounding. Just not a fan of that style. The best parts of the song were when there was no keyboard or synth, when they'd slow it down,
Really?
like Cole mentioned. Yeah, when they just brought the energy level down and you could hear Robert Plant better. But I think the tones got better in the second half of the song, synth wise. Even if one sounded like it was farting, it was still an improvement. It sounded cool. Lyrically, yeah, I have no fucking clue what's going on here. I mean, it
It's hard
sounds
to
cool.
tell.
Sounds interesting. I appreciate it. Pretty good guitar work, though. Not much to talk about there. It was pretty obvious who was really doing the heavy lifting on this one, and
Mr.
probably wanted
Jones.
to. Yep, Mr. Jones, I'll give you a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Well, yeah. So I just like to say, I don't want to take up too much time because you guys basically nailed everything. But I want to give shout out to John Paul Jones because boy did he carry this song. As he's been carrying this pretty much the whole album. There's been certain elements where other band members have come in and gotten their fair share, but he ripped this song just a new one. He let loose, and so much of this song is just him showing off his instrumental talent throughout it, and I got to give props where props to do. I thought Robert, if you read the lyrics, because I was reading the lyrics, I had it up there for chat to see and everyone could see. If you read the lyrics, it's actually a very good lyrical song. Unfortunately, like you both mentioned, the vocal mixing is so terrible that it doesn't matter how good your lyrics are if nobody can fucking hear it, if you're behind the mix 100 degrees. So yeah, gotta take massive points off for that. Not a huge fan. It doesn't matter if you sound good, if you can't understand what the hell you're saying, then I don't care how you sound. Not cool. Jimmy, not a whole lot to talk about. Had a couple moments, but not a whole lot to talk about in this song. Kind of been that way throughout the whole album for the most part. John Paul Jones and Bonham were pretty damn good in this, but mainly John Paul Jones, full credit. 10-minute-and-a-half epic, and he unleashes and sounds great for about 85-90% of it. And I really like the decisions he's making throughout the entire song. Majority of it is fantastic. I'm gonna go 8.5 here, but major points off for the vocal mixing. This could have been a 10 if it was vocally mixed properly, and you could understand the lyrics. And if Jimmy had a bigger part in it, you would probably have a 10 as well. But yeah, you gotta take points off where you can, because I'll do 8 to 8.5, because honestly, the vocal mixing is a huge issue on the song. All right, we must continue to All My Love.
I mean, their songs read like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, but something against his drumming. The fucking prog keyboards. God damn it.
Should I fall out of love, my fire in the night, to chase a feather in the wind?
What was the question?
Within the glow that weaves a cloak of delight, that moves a thread that has no end. For many hours and days that pass ever soon,
I love the John Paul Jones keyboard right now.
Big prog
Such
guy
a
over here.
fan of this keyboard.
Is this the end or just begin? All of my love, all of my love, oh, all of my love to you. All of my love,
You don't like him because he stays doing too much.
Dead.
love to you.
I just want to say, I was laughing at the hook. Not what it's about. The structure and the melody. Not what the song's about. Just had to throw that out right there.
Proud Aryan,
Proud Aryan?
will to sustain. For me, the claws once more to spin. Oh, all of my love, all of my love, oh, all of my love for you. All of my love, all of my
You like the bass
love,
one?
yes, all of my love to you, child.
Is this to Robert's kid?
Yeah.
Yes, that's good.
So I prefaced I was not laughing about the song.
Oh.
It's actually a very nice, pretty song lyrically.
Yes, it is.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
there you go.
I gotta lock in for this one. Oh boy.
I don't remember this. at
Kill
all.
it, Getty! Got fucking Rick Wakeman over here.
Yeah, not big on that tone.
What instrument is that?
Synthesizer, I guess.
Yours is the cloth, mine is the hand that sews time. His is the force that lies within. Ours is the fire, all
Hit the bacon pan, though.
He is a feather in the wind.
Pop one for Tarek. Wow, what a fucked up joke,
Throws
Paul.
some smoke for pan.
Wow. How insensitive of you. How dare you? Well, no shit. Okay. Straighten yourself a little bit here, Robbie.
Sometimes
prog guy. I kind of prog keyboard.
Not usually. What's up, Hamdi Farusi?
I'll be really quick. I can run through this. I think everything about the song is great, just except one thing. The fucking keyboards, man.
Oh, I completely disagree.
In particular, the solo. The solo was a little goofy. The main keyboard riff itself, when it got faded in the back when more instruments came in, was perfectly fine. It was whatever. It did its thing. It was okay. But besides that, I mean, it's a really good song. It's heartfelt, and I feel like you can see that.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a tad bit overrated from what I've seen, at least. But I still think it's a really good song. One of the better songs on the album. I'll give it an 8.
8 out of 10. Okay. Cole.
I would say the only synthesizer I really had a problem with is the one on the solo. I don't think that one is particularly good. But I mean, to me, this is just like I don't even know if I would consider this really a rock song. I would just consider this like a synth pop song. So like the
In many ways,
synthesizer
yeah.
that it chose kind of makes sense to me because I mean, it just sounds like a synth pop song to me. Obviously about his son that passed away, unfortunately. So some very, very heartfelt lyricism from Robert, and a pretty solid vocal performance from him for the most part. You know, it's a nice song. It's decently catchy. It's pretty well written. Maybe a little long, but overall, I think I enjoy it. I think it's solid. I would throw it a 8 to an 8.5.
8 to 8.5. Well, I've grown a little bit to this song. I definitely agree with back you guys, Bup, what you said about Robert's performance. I think he absolutely goes brings it sort of a throwback to his older days in Zeppelin when he was really unleashing a lot of passion out of his voice, and you can tell why. I mean, obviously with the lyrics of the song and the theme of the song as a whole, he really does go and give it all he got on this one, compared to like the previous song where you could barely even hear his vocals. So massive props to Robert Plant on that. I disagree with Cole. I think the synthesizer on this is fantastic. Or sorry, no, whoever said it, was it you or Noah?
I don't like the synth on the
Sorry,
solo.
might have been both of you. I think the synthesizer is great on here. I think John Paul Jones is fantastic on this song. Once again, doing a lot of the heavy legwork when it comes to the instrumentals, and Jimmy Page was kind of a little less on here. Bonham does his thing, keeps the groove up, keeps it moving, is interesting, and you appreciate Bonham here. Can't hate any of that. Agree with everything else you guys said. Lyrically, it's very beautiful, very easy to read. I'm gonna do the same rating Cole had, 8 to an 8.5. All right, up next, I'm gonna crawl.
Oh, brother.
As Cole ascends into Zeppelin
He's
heaven.
feeling blessed.
Fucking love this intro.
Oh, she's my baby. Let me tell you why. Hey, she drives me crazy. She's the apple of my eye. 'Cause she is my girl. And she can never do wrong. If I drink too much at night, somebody please bring me down.
not the end of Zeppelin's career. They have a whole other album.
This is the last thing they ever
Kinda.
wrote.
Oh.
I love that little lady. I got to be her.
The song's got an atmosphere that's hard to place.
Ain't no other like my baby.
Synth blues.
I can break the
Yeah, it's certainly unique.
cause I get down
Your
on
camera's tweaking. Yeah.
I pray the love of God. And if I always try to please, I don't know the reason why. And she'll come back, I'm gonna stay with me. Oh yeah, every little bit, every little bit, every little bit. My love, I give to you, girl.
Why do I want a little bit of your love when on the last song you gave me all of your love?
Wow, he wants to give you all of his love. He doesn't care about you that much.
Aww, that hurt my feelings.
Andy, pause.
He must have canceled out the heroin with some cocaine to do that solo. That was the best solo on the album.
That was the best on the album.
I don't care just where my darling is. People, I just don't care how far.
He's not overly concerned about it.
No.
I'm gonna crawl. I'm gonna crawl. I don't care if I got to go back home. I don't care when I gotta start again, babe. I'm gonna crawl. I'm gonna crawl.
Let it all out.
Tom and Jerry scream. He did it again. What the fuck is happening?
Oh, I love it.
She give me good loving.
I've never heard anybody say that before. Oh, you're right.
She give me good love. My baby give me good love. Woo.
Oh, baby, give me good love.
I guess I love her. Yes, I love her. I wanna crawl.
Well, I am a huge fan of this song. I feel like I am one of very few people who really care that much about this song, but this is one of my favorites on this album. I love the sound that they go for in this song because it's like very. I mean, I think like he's basically playing an organ at the beginning of the song, and just like some. Or I mean, maybe it's just an organ the entire time. I don't know, or some sort of synthesizer that he got some weird tone out of. But to do that and then to make it as bluesy as it is, I love how they put those two things together. I don't really know how they pulled it off, but for me, they totally did. Yeah, I love the atmosphere of the song. I think Jimmy Page. I think you are probably right that it's probably the best guitar solo on this album.
Yep.
I also probably say it's Robert Plant's best vocal performance on this album. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but it's probably my favorite from him.
I'd agree with
but
you.
yeah, I just really love the sound of this song. I just love the atmosphere that they're playing in. I think it's great. I'd probably give the song like a 9.5. Big fan.
9.5. Okay. Yeah, this song I did not remember hardly at all. It's been I think I've listened to In Through the Outdoor one total complete time outside of this, and I do not remember this one at all coming into it. So this is almost like a first time listen again for me. But boy, was I a fan of Robert Plant's vocals. I mean, just giving it everything he's got, especially on this song and the last one he just did, just belting out as much as he's got left in those pipes. Because, I mean, you can definitely tell he would not have been able to do this on the previous album before the vocal surgery. There's just no way. So it clearly was a workup effect from him. As the album progressed, his vocals got better and better and better. It didn't start amazing, but they got to that point where you're like, that's the Robert Plant that we've known. That's the one who can hit the high notes. That's the one who can hold incredible ranges throughout his discography. So massive props to him. Jimmy, back to going hard on the solos. An incredible solo here. Big fan of it. Honestly, the only things that were lacking were the people who have been carrying the album so far, which was John Paul Jones and Bonham. Not much that they were requested to do on this song. They didn't really have a whole lot. I liked it lyrically quite a lot. I thought it was really good, along with the previous song as well, but I'm gonna just keep it to this one. Big fan. I'm gonna give that a solid 9. Noah.
Boy. I guess I must have forgotten how different this album was from all the other Zeppelin albums.
It does sound a lot different, I'll give you that.
Really lean into the
Bit evolved.
the synth and keyboards. The song had a interesting vibe to it that I can really put my finger on. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, I would probably agree that it was the best vocal performance on the album. Drum groove was solid. Solo was definitely the most cohesive and well performed one.
Right.
I mean, wasn't too hard to beat a couple of these, but still the best one. I would give that an 8.
An 8, okay. All right. Well, you know what that brings us to? Because we have now finished In Through the Outdoor, and we have finished, is that 8 albums in their discography now?
Mm-hmm.
8 out of 9 Zeppelin albums. It is final rankings time for In Through the Outdoor, along with our placing 8 of Zeppelin's 9 discographies, or 9 albums in their discography, in order that we believe. So let's start with Cole.
Alrighty. Well, honestly, I don't even think the top 3 for this album is all that. It's certainly not difficult for me. I don't know if it'll be for y'all, but number 3, I'm gonna go "Fool in the Rain." Number 2, I'm gonna go. Okay, well, actually, picking between 1 and 2 is not super easy.
It is. You got it, yeah.
Number 2, I'll go "I'm Gonna Crawl," and number 1, I'll go "In the Evening." Overall, it's a weird album, but I do think that there is more successes than misses, although there are a good amount of moments on here that I cannot get behind. But for the most part, in this new bizarre new wave prog synth heavy sound that they're going with here, I think they do a pretty good job. I still wouldn't put it on the same level as any of the first 6 albums. I put it right on the same level as Presence. I do think this is the more consistent album than Presence, although I did give a song on Presence a 10. I did not give out any 10 out of 10 songs here. I think this, along with Led Zeppelin 2, are the only albums they ever made that don't have a 10 out of 10 song on it for me. But yeah, I still think it's a solid album. Takes a lot of risks, and I think for the most part it pays off pretty well. Always been interested to know where they would have gone from here, considering that the 80s were right around the corner. Yeah,
Very different sound going into the 80s.
Yeah, who knows what would have happened, but this was the last studio album that they would ever make. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
7.5. And please rank Zeppelin's 8 out of 9 all the way through into the outdoor.
Number 8, I'm gonna go with Presence. Number 7, I'm gonna go with Into the Outdoor. Number 6, I'm gonna go Led Zeppelin 2. Number 5, Led Zeppelin 1. Number 4, Houses of the Holy. Number 3, which is not an insult, by the way. Number 3, Led Zeppelin 3. Number 2, Physical Graffiti. And number 1, Led Zeppelin 4.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'll go up next. I'll let Noah finish. So my number 3 off of this album is going to be yes, I'm Gonna Crawl. Number 2 is going to be In the Evening, and number 1 will be Fool in the Rain as the only 10 I gave on this album. I think this album has first of all, I'd only listened to this album once fully through. I'd listened to individual songs on this many times, but I'd never really listened to this album more than once the entire way through, and it has changed a lot opinion wise. I think there is a lot of really good things that they are experimenting with. Sounds, the prog rock sounds like on Carouselambra and all the different sounds they made on that, and I'm Gonna Crawl. Some very unique Hot Dog and Southbound Suarez, very unique songs like that, where they're going into a bunch more Americana sounds, which was unique for Zeppelin, not something they had historically done, but they managed to do it, I think, to a pretty good point. And I think Robert Plant sounding a lot better vocally on this than he did in Presence really helped this get to a higher standard than Presence did. Wish Bonham had been a bit more of a thing in this compared to Presence, where he was just killing every song. But we got John Paul Jones to kill every song on this, which was awesome to see. Only thing that was just Jimmy Page took a long time to get into this album. Really, it's not till the very end or near the end that he is featured heavily in this as doing anything. I'm sure he was writing a lot of songs, but as a guitarist, he was not playing a lot of incredible parts. So that's kind of one of the biggest things I love about Zeppelin is Jimmy Page, and I don't think that's really a hot take at all. I'm pretty sure majority of Zeppelin fans would agree with me on that. Overall, I will give this album a 8 out of 10. I think there was a ton of really cool things they did on here and a lot of potential that maybe if they had given it a year or so and let their lives come down from a bit more of the chaos they had, they might have been able to fine tune it a bit more, but who knows? We'll never know. As for my rankings, my number 8 will be Presence. I also think that's currently the worst one so far. My number 7 will be In Through the Outdoor. 6 will be Led Zeppelin 1. 5 Led Zeppelin 2. 4 Led Zeppelin 3. 3 Houses of the Holy. 2 Led Zeppelin 4, and the number 1 Physical Graffiti. All right, Noah.
Oh boy. For top 3 at number 3, I guess I'll go All My Love. 2, I'll go I'm Gonna Crawl. And 1, I'll go In the Evening.
Wow.
This album's pretty solid. It's got decent highs, 1 catastrophic low. I mean, overall, the writing on the album is pretty good. I just think that at points they get a little too overindulgent in some ideas that are not necessarily the best, like going really heavy on the synths or doing these very goofy songs that I'm just not a fan of. Not bad. I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5. And then your final, not final, your 8 of 9 album rankings.
Yep, we're all gonna agree at number 8. I'll go Presence.
Okay.
7 In Through the Outdoor.
Now we change.
6. Yeah, 6 Zeppelin 2.
Okay.
5. This changed a little bit.
Ooh.
5 Zeppelin 1. 4.
Cole's just nodding along.
4 Zeppelin 4.
That's the most insane opinion you have.
3 Zeppelin 3. 2 Physical Graffiti. And 1 Houses of the Holy.
How's
You know,
the
if you
Holy being
just
their
cut up a
best
spot.
1 and
album
4.
is insane.
You just
How's the
flipped
Holy
1 and
being
4.
the best
You would
album
be,
is
you'd
insane.
be perfect.
That is
Well,
crazy.
that's a shame.
Well, all right, that is our In Through the Outdoor Led Zeppelin ranking. We have one more Led Zeppelin album to go through, and then we start Pink Floyd and Radiohead discographies in order. I know you guys are going to be, a lot of you guys are going to be excited that, and a bunch of new people might show up for those as well, so that'll be fun to talk to and figure out where everyone stands. Obviously, Pink Floyd and Radiohead have big discographies, so it might take us a little longer to go through those, so be patient. Hope you guys did enjoy the Led Zeppelin ones. The next one and last final Led Zeppelin album review will be Coda, and that will be either the next stream or the one right after that, but more than likely the next stream will be Coda. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below and hit subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on anything in the description below, really. We tweet out when we go live, and we hit the bell to get notified when we go live as well. And we'll see you guys in the next video.